So, I'm doing another thing on the steps of the house that I still live in for now. I'm trying to sound cheerful, but it's really not good here. Like today, my mom and I went to the courthouse, and we learned that my dad sued her for attorney's fees. I guess for reopening the divorce case and getting the order to for the trustee to sell this house that I've lived in for my whole life. Um, and that really sucks. Like it's like over $3,000. And like the court found in favor of him, even though my mom has no money because my dad basically made her reputation worthless and traumatized her to the extent that like she finds it difficult to work because she's been living in fear of him for 8 years. Um, and I just, you know, I'm not. I mean, I am like a part of this, but like not legally, which is very frustrating because it's just, I know that I'm going to be affected by this, but there's nothing that my involvement in any of these legal things will change because this is between my mom and my dad. And I just feel like I'm being punished for not agreeing with my father on things, for choosing to live with my mom instead of living with him. Or I guess I didn't, I am 29. I could live on my own, but that's like a nightmare. Especially since he never gave me any, employment advice beyond just like, hey, after you graduate, make sure you take a fellowship and then try to fund a fellowship with a stipend. When like I can't think of anything for like that for history because no one wants to fund history anymore. Um, in fact, there's been discussion I've read about in some humanities departments that like only independently wealthy people should pursue, the history major or English major, which I just hate because it just makes this country stupider. English and history and literature and history are just as important as math and science. And yet we only want to do math and science here so that we can produce more finance majors that will, get the rich people more money. Um, that's something for a separate channel almost.
Your dad is a trust fund kid.
Yes, my father actually is a trust fund kid. He literally had his father developed quite the lucrative, I guess, tool and die business, but I guess that particular industry is not so lucrative anymore these days. But at the time, it was pretty good. And so when my grandfather died, and then his wife died, um, a couple years later in 2001, he got like a ton of money. Like he's always had money basically, and my mother has not. And my dad is like making these decisions is basing these decisions as though she were like him or something, or he's assuming that everyone, is like him, and has money, and will always have money when that's not the case. Like, and then he thinks that my mom can earn. He's convinced that my mom can earn $70,000 a year, even though when she's never been able to earn that. I don't think she would have been even eligible to earn that, or at least in line to earn that when she was working for the Navy, as a professional, like writer, for their public affairs thing, one of their public affairs departments. And she wrote like high level articles and stuff, and she still only earned like $50,000 a year by the time she had to quit because my father couldn't help her with the childcare when my sister and I were little in an effective manner that would have allowed her to keep working. Um, and it's just really unfair that he has all this power, and yet he's the one that like everyone's sympathetic towards. And I don't hate my father. I really don't. I do love him, and it was really painful for me to stop seeing him because I stopped seeing him and my little sister because I love the both of them and I still do, and not seeing them anymore, just giving up that love that I felt, that affection that I felt. It was just really painful. And they've done, neuroscientists have done studies that, show that, emotional pain triggers some of the same brain circuitry that physical pain does. And it's just, it really hurts to have had to give up that love because I knew he was a liar. And because I wanted to stand up for my mother when no one else was standing up for her. It's just really unfair. And I know life is unfair, but this is like a particularly pointless, un, unfair, unjust thing. And he didn't have to leave her. There was nothing wrong as far as I could tell, because there wasn't. He got weird. He went crazy. And I don't know why people get married when there's always the possibility that your spouse could, just lose it at some point and just want to take you out, financially, emotionally, maybe even like literally, like your life. It's just, it's, it just feels like he has everyone on his side, and my mother only has me on her side. And that's just so unfair. And then I've tried to talk to his family, my father's family, and it just feels futile. And I just really hate this. And I just wanted to share this. Yeah. There might have been something else I was gonna say. I don't know. But I don't know how these things keep. I don't know how he's able to get away with all this, this torture of my mom and by extension me. Um, it's not even to mention my student loans, which I've mentioned before, but I wanted to focus this on this new information and my reflections on it and my feelings about it, and like the reality of it. And so I'm going to sign off for now before I start rambling and before I just start a new video. I may do another one tonight, but probably not. So anyway, I'm signing off for now. Bye, everyone who watched this. Thank you.